is Chris Risden. I'm from Wall, New Jersey. I heard about FuDog through another business friend of mine who was part of the FuDog family and invited me to an open workshop day. We're primarily a pool builder. We do all types of swimming pools, and we also have a decorating company where we do Christmas lighting, and permanent lighting company. We're landscape and architectural. I felt like I'd reached a plateau where I wasn't growing fast enough. Even though we had notoriety and people knew us and we were a mature company, we weren't growing fast enough. And I felt like it had everything to do with missing systems and processes. I knew my company wasn't going to grow unless I invested in my own business growth, my own knowledge, my own education. And if I didn't grow, the business was not going to grow to the next plateau. A friend of mine told me he was going to an event in Seaside and he was going to be driving by my house. He's from Pennsylvania, and he asked me if I wanted to join him. And so I joined him out of curiosity, also with that knowledge in the back of my mind that I needed to improve. And once I came and met the FuDog family, I was hooked. A lot of what I heard on what we call, I guess, a discovery day was resonating. There are some things that I knew that I needed to do, but I hadn't heard them in the right way, or I hadn't understood how significant or important they were. And I knew that I had to go back to the building blocks and focus on the foundation before I could focus on, running full speed. And FuDog gives you that education and that support and that experience and that knowledge to do so. In my industry, and I guess it's similar to many, I don't have another pool company that I can call and say, hey, what would you do in this situation? Or like another business that I could ask for advice. Even though I may have colleagues or friends, right? They're busy people, and they're working on their own businesses. And so to build an education in business specifically, I didn't have that avenue, and this gives me that avenue to work on, the fundamentals of the business. I've been in the group for about 10 months, and it's been extremely enlightening, very impactful. If you're complacent and you're comfortable where you're at, you're actually going to revert. And if you want to grow and you want to maximize your potential, you need the help of others who have been there and done that. And Mike and the entire FuDog team have been there. They have done it. They have proven themselves. They know the best practices, and they're more than willing to help guide you along the same path or a better path as it relates to today's technology. I feel like every opportunity I get to sit down with Mike and the FuDog Group, even the other business owners, sometimes it's not always one-way learning. Sometimes I'm learning from the rest of the guys in the group. I feel like every opportunity I have is an opportunity for growth. You won't regret it. You absolutely won't regret it. You will have an epiphany, without a doubt. Part of the program is, as we hear or realize these ideas, these million-dollar ideas, we write them down. And it's true. If you took one thing from one of these events home with you, you could turn that one strategy into a million-dollar idea. Well, I've written about 2 pages of notes and about 30 of those dollars of ideas. So I can't say there's any one thing, but even just a self-reflection, of, okay, you have a business, you're doing X amount of dollars a year, but how, personally, you could be, I'm 43, but my metabolic age could be 50, or it could be 40. Same thing works for your business. My businesses are over 20, 30 years old, but they could be 5 years old, right? If they're in their infancy, or, if they're a toddler. And so you have to recognize that before you can make steps to improve upon it.